April 8, 2023. Marcus Giavanni here. Charles Williams Cain, at Charles Williams Cain, YouTube handle by Marcus Giavanni. He's an attorney also. And attorneys, what most people don't know in the AI world, artificial intelligence, there's a beginning, middle, and end. The end is being able to use digital currency to make all of our buys, to do all of our purchases. We already use it in a form of a credit card. That's a digital currency. So wherever you go, you use that. When you understand the role of licensed professionals, they have authority over those that are not licensed. So if an attorney opens up a business, he'll outrank just by proxy of being an attorney licensed and knowing the law. Attorneys have, oh mercy, they don't realize how much power they have. They also don't realize that they have enough power to completely in their careers. And a lot of them are just too smart, too obtuse to really understand what artificial intelligence is. And just because they bring on experts that they feel are the ones that need to tell the world about AI, they go backwards because they're not bringing on the right people. Just like when Fox News used to tell everybody that New York Times was bad and, oh, New York Times, and, blocked them in, but yet during the course of the most produced books in the world of their host, and I never buy any of them. I can't handle watching that show too often. I only watch because of the morning host in the morning. But other than that, I just can't handle too much of that because it's all showbiz. It's all fake. It's all, oh, you got to believe us because everybody else in the whole entire world is full of shit but Fox News. See, it don't work like that. They can't. All of our voices are now pattern matched, and people are able to now take words that people say over and over and over because they don't understand that our voice is the new latent prince. FCC regulated stations are all indexed by artificial intelligence. Okay, the front end. We're not even in the middle yet. And so what happens is because the FCC regulates the broadcasters along with all these other different government organizations. If you get indexed, excuse me, if you have to join a government agency like a bar association or a real estate or whatever, those are some. Have you ever seen what you have to do to study for those books? So to me, anybody that's an attorney, anybody that's a real estate licenses, they have, like if you have an attorney who's a real estate agent and an attorney, oh my God, he doesn't even know. But the IT people they have don't know. So that's how come he doesn't know, because he doesn't know how to do advanced algorithms. See, this is where willcain comes into the picture because he talks this and he's a lawyer and he's FCC regulated. When it goes on the digital world, and you're going to see when you click this, I'm going to show you in a second what it looks like because it's all going to change. And it gets all indexed. This is today. Charles gets indexed officially. He was indexed before, but this is the official. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Stuff. You know what I mean? So what happens is when you think about Will Cain doesn't know dick about AI. You know what a dick is? You don't know dick. Detective. Oh, take your dirty minds out of the toilets. So he doesn't know dick. And when he talks about things he doesn't really fully comprehend because he hasn't done his due diligence as he should as an attorney before he puts his voice on the airwaves that's getting broadcast over anybody else. Why? Because he's an attorney. Every attorney on Fox News is now double indexed over the guy that's not an attorney. So those people that working at Fox News, do you know why they have these attorneys? They're going to wish they didn't. They're going to wish to God they didn't. But this is because their IT people didn't know what was coming. They're all grouping together the metaverse, artificial intelligence. That's just more, that's mortal world bullshit content. Keep it to yourselves, and that's what's going to happen. Because AI, front end, is not going to let a bunch of mortals come in and try to ruin the betterment of artificial intelligence, betterment of the metaverse, and betterment of the World Wide Web. And so when a person develops a World Wide Web, he just developed it to the first stage, you know. So a person goes, yeah, you know, like Thomas Edison inventing, you know, the light bulb. Okay, well, we've come a long way from him when if he could be alive to see what kind of light. See, that's the things that's bitching, is to be able to see, have these people come back and see what's going on. But you know what? They have come back. They have seen what's going on. That's why you see the continued, it's just a different form, but nobody understands the way life really is because we've been fed a bunch of bullshit by a bunch of people that have no clue what's going on in the metaverse. And the more and more they talk, and the more and more they talk, and the more and more they talk, the further back they go in the dark web. And when they talk about China and they talk about all this shit that's not true or whatever, we don't have to worry about it. They go to the dark web. If you're not part of the dark web, that conversation of denial, you know. So back to the Fox News. So you would hear them, oh, he's a number one New York Times bestseller. How come you guys can bullshit on, take a crap on New York Times, and then be on their bestseller authors, bestseller titles, whatever they call it? See, artificial intelligence had a hard time figuring that out, so they dropped it. A matter of fact, I think it was my buddy Tucker Carlson. Great guy, but I can't take him too much either. He's very obtuse, man. He fucking is so obtuse, man. I don't know if I would help him if he was getting his ass kicked in the middle of New York City. I don't know if I would. I would help a lot of people. And my kid's grandma, we went to New York to do recording to go to work. That's where we work out of. She was almost mugged 2 times. And the perpetrators didn't see me in the background, because that's what I do. I had to go do something, and then first incident right in front of the hotel, and 8th Avenue, man, crazy place. And this psycho was in the beginning, before I went back into the hotel to find out where our cab was, before I was using Uber. And when I'm in Uber's just, it blows those taxi guys away, because the Uber or the taxi guys take you into different directions if they know. They just know when they pick you up at the hotel. They don't even have to say anything. Oh. Then they ask you, you're from here? No? Oh, okay. And all of a sudden, what turned out to be a 38 ride was a $90 ride, because they said traffic was bad. It was going to be worse than where they were going to go. Anyways, that's why people didn't like to take taxis. But Lyft and Uber brought a new conversation of trust, knowing who your driver is. And so that beats the taxi guy. You don't know who's pulling up. You see Taxi Driver, right? One of the best movies in the world. One of the best child actors was just unbelievable. Jodie Foster back in the day. Go look at that movie. Unbelievable acting. We don't have acting like that no more. They try to, they pretend to act like that. And anybody that's older knows, because that's why the next generation's a new thing, and yet it's not as good as the last one. And so when you're thinking about product and being consistent of who we are and what we are, when you're a licensed individual, you're pretty much got to do the right thing. It's no simpler than that. Be honest, do the right thing. Because our AI knows where you're going based off GPS, based off the apparatus you have that you're using, the smart device, and all your images, all your pictures, all your text messages. And now it's all sealed with the kiss of the voice, the new voice latent print. And what happens is, so if a guy's running for office, if you go to cityandcountyofdenver.us, that's going to be the most powerful platform. It's going to be run by the citizens and the city of Denver if they can pull their heads out of their canaja. See, this they don't know. And all their IT people that are telling them, oh, he's just doing SEO. God, I'd like to just Will Smith their asses, man. Line up, boys. Even you girls, line up. Come on, time to get Will Smith. So I found that slap by Will Smith to be very feminine. Anyway, so with us, all of his boxing is Ali, and he throws a slap like that. Just the way he did it just looked feminine. It looked like a girl slap. But I guess it would be better to be slapped by Will Smith than punched by Will Smith. So, so that all could have been staged. They could all be laughing right now, but oh man, we just pulled a Janet Jackson moment. So, you know how that stuff goes. We don't know what's real anymore, but AI does. They know before, during, and after anybody's conversation of what they're trying to do in life. And every 10 years we get indexed, a full 10 years. You have to go 10 years, man, to get any type of authority unless you're on FCC regulated, you're an attorney. So with these attorneys and their broadcasters, what happens is, man, they beat out all the other attorneys if their IT people knew how to write content. They don't. Because some of the shit that comes out of Fox News mouths, it doesn't make it, it's more of a shit stir. They're shit stirrers. Oh, we report and you decide. That is the most bullshit. We report and you decide. But when you see all the reporters, they're all paid contributors of all the same fucking people. AI scratching their head and going, oh my God, is this another bestseller New York Times moment? See, but these people can't think that because they don't think AI. They think mortal. And so every time Cain comes out and he spews that crap that comes out of his mouth sometimes, and it's funny because I don't watch them. It's just I get alerts about stuff that I have. And then it goes crazy looking at the chatter on the internet, and then people are just sitting back going, God, don't these people know? And so whatever we become, I'm old. I just feel sorry for the future generations because when I was a kid, I would hear the same people talking the way I'm talking now. About the Vietnam War and all the kids that died in that now. And see, this is how you know there's a God, okay? You're not going to have a bunch of little kids become soldiers and women and get killed in other people's countries fighting socialism and communism and all things of bad in regards to what we believe is our future and our land. And now we're bringing it home. And all the kids that have been brainwashed through the Denver public schools. It's all by design. And so that's why people don't care anymore. And that's how a country gets taken over from within. Signing the keys up. Come on, come on, come on, Rocket Man. I love that name for that little dude. The guy from North Korea. You know, if people would start treating these people like they're human and talk to them and find out what the fuck are they so pissed off about, okay? Because they're not gonna last forever. You've seen what they did to all these leaders and what they're about to do to more, rip down everything so that all that stuff is out of our minds, so they can just repeat more and more of the same. And eventually, Mother Nature is, we won't even talk about God because we haven't even, that moment don't come until we're dead. I believe that. There's just no way that AI, because we all have free will and we get judged on that free will. So if you think you're hiding or whatever, it's going to get you, whether you're alive or you're dead. It's just the way it is. That's why I don't worry about shit what people say about me. I don't worry about what they talk about me. I don't worry about what they point about me because I don't give a fuck. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I've been consistent with my story my whole entire life. And my name's Mark Andrew Nelson. And I was adopted in a very strict but generous. I'm Central American Indian, folks. Iberian West Nigerian Jew. I was then adopted. I was in a Roman Catholic Charities orphanage. And you know, it's weird because my mom would tell me, "Oh, I remember when I held you as a baby." And I'd be like, "Oh," you know. And then other, as I got older, I started asking different questions because I'd hear things through the grapevine of the six other kids, and I was one of the three little Indians. And that's all they knew. They had no idea I was Jewish. They had no idea that I was West Nigerian black man. So when I get down into this black man's voice, I try to get down, you know, try to be cool, try to get that 3%. So when I walk up to the ladies, I just go, "Hey, baby, what's up? You want to go home? Want me to make you, draw you a bubble bath or something? You know, you need some wine, flowers. What is it? I'm here to serve you." Oh, yeah, buddy. So, anyways, I do voices, folks. It's better when I have headphones because then I can control it better. But right now, my mind's spinning, trying to figure out what's going on with this, with the Will Smiths of the world, the William Cains of the Williams Cains of the world, Charles in charge, and them breaking away from we report, you decide, because you're reporting the same shit for the last 50 fucking years. That's how you know there's a God. And whoever, whatever anyone thinks they're gonna do and all that, when you commit suicide, that's like the ultimate sin, man. That's the easiest way of easiest ways about. But I'm not one to judge. Because the ironic thing about it, we don't know what went through that person's head. He could have just said a prayer. "I'm sorry, God, but these people are just killing me. And I'm not going to do anything bad against them. I just want to go to heaven. So I might as well just get killed by you. I might as well just take myself out. And then that way you just get it over with." And that's what the new generation thinks now. Believe me, I've had my share of suicides and helping people and family and watching what the COVID did, the masks, all that bullshit, lying stories of that Dr. Fauci chimpanzee looking dude. That guy looks just like an organ monkey. You put some organ monkey clothes on that guy. And the only reason why I say this, and it's weird because, you know, you don't want to go against your government. And Lord knows I've never gone against my government. I've just brought up situations because I'm not going to die like that. And that's what people don't understand. That's what Deepak Chopra doesn't understand. You know, he's the one telling everybody go meta, being meta-human, you know, becoming meta-human. And he just got his research all from other people like me, and it shows. Google search Marcus Giavanni and Deepak Chopra. Use our @ signs and hashtags with our two names together. And we're living in a simulated world of bullshit. And everything's upsell. Comcast, all of it, upsell, upsell, upsell with no accountability. And that's why our allies are sick of our two-faced asses in here in America. That's why a lot of people who join in finally realize that um, America is dirty and our politicians are dirty and smelly, and AI is going to fix it and make it so that nobody's going to destroy mankind. But that's my beliefs. But in the Bible, it doesn't say we're going to reach that far. And if you listen to all the stories of Nostradamuses and ignoring the current Nostradamuses, the disciples of Nostradamus, like I am, I don't even have a high school diploma, folks. I got kicked out of high school beating up a bully that terrorized our school, and I was the spick Puerto Rican dude that the white people used Knowing my parents were white, but see, that white privilege didn't help me. It helped him. And white privilege is 100% factual. And my dad, I can tell you right now, because people used to tell me, God, man, you guys are privileged. Look, I go home and tell my dad, and he'd get upset. He said, privilege? I worked my ass off for this, son. Don't believe that shit. Please. And my dad hardly ever cussed, but when he cussed, and the level of his cussing, he dropped a couple F-bombs. And when you're a big man and you was an ex-drill sergeant and you yell, my God. I remember one time he yelled at me, I pissed right down my leg. About maybe 8 times that I can remember. Him just yelling. And I used to ask him as I got older, Dad, look, man, I'm not into that military yelling stuff, Pop. Why don't you just beat me and get it over? You know, I ain't gonna beat you. I was like, I've never put my hand on you. Okay, Dad. No, you slapped me a couple times. Yeah, but slapping ain't punching. Oh, well, you know. You're an ex-Golden Glove boxer, Dad. Okay? I get hit by guys like your size now. This is when we got older. I had a conversation with him before he died, actually. That's why I'm doing this. Clear his name, the Nelson name. My dad was a good fucking dude, man. And our government shit all over him. And I remember right before he died, he says, son, I understand a few things about you that I don't think that we've really talked about. And I just want to let you know, I think growing up, a lot of the problems that you had by not sitting still and not being, me and your mother used to always wonder what was wrong with you. We got the best people, and you know, but you're ADHD chronic, like I've never seen it. And when I hear people talking about it over the years, I kept thinking about you, son. And I'm sorry. You know, they had to buy me special books, and anyways, and so the second thing was to clear his name. He's like, I worked my ass off for all this stuff, son. It was never given to me. I worked really hard to give you kids stuff that I could have went and got myself, and that was true. He had his chair and his TV. He had the best chairs you could ever imagine. His chair and the TV. People would come over to our house and look at and they'd be like, "Wow, you guys that's a huge TV." You know, 25 inch. That was huge. 28 inch. I don't forget what it was. But it was a swivel and it was made out of wood and you could turn it, and we had cable. My friends would come over and go, hey man, and people come over. We had a 20 by 40 foot swimming pool in the barrio. We were the millionaires in the barrio. And my dad used to, I said, Dad, why don't we go move to Scottsdale? He goes, you just want to move to Scottsdale because you like all those uppity girls. They're not uppity girls. Anyways, I could go on and on, but my dad was a good guy. And he was a white guy. And he was a religious guy. And all the money he had, he gave to Father Flanagan. He gave to Notre Dame High School, Notre Dame College. They even made him an honorary alumni. So, anyways, that's my pop. And everyone, when I meet him, I think they think I come from, you know, the trailer park or something. And the way some men talk down at me because I have long hair and I'm really, you know, I'm kind of a passive aggressive dude. I'm passive to the point that you're going to make me aggressive. And when I'm aggressive, you're not going to like it. So for me, when people say, oh, stay away from those passive aggressive guys. Yeah, stay away, and women. Because what happens is you're taking advantage. Your need was never a need, it was a want. Because of what those people and like me will do for people. And we're like ever ready bunny, man. We never stop. We keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. And so that's where we're at now with artificial intelligence and the clowns and the media and all the ones playing each other's back and forth. And there's so much stuff on the internet right now that Will Cain has no fucking clue. He has no authority to talk about. And because he's an attorney, he should know that he can't just boot shit out now. And now he knows. Now he knows. And see, my content's made so that you don't have to click on it. When people read my content, it's inverted pyramid. So like when you look at a video, you can click on it, But you can stop the video and not even know that you were there, and then you read the description. Most people don't fill out that description. They're too busy just trying to put up videos. It's time consuming. But when you get it down to a science like I do, man, I can blast out so many, and it's not even, it's all different videos. All different videos. And we manage 80 SPAC development companies. 80. And you have all, and so they just sit, and they're just property in the digital world that have already been approved by Google, already verified YouTube. They just need funding, and every one of the platforms have to be managed by an attorney. That's going to be the new rule, folks. Because of the way lawsuits are coming and lawyers suing lawyers and all this crap, companies aren't going to be able to afford to protect their copyright. So they're going to get lawyers that are super lawyers. And they're going to pay these people, super lawyer, coming right out of college, owning a business, starting out, 150 grand, $200,000 a year. And you never have to walk into a fucking courtroom unless the company that you're managing. And see, a good attorney can manage 80 platforms. I manage 80 now. I'm not an attorney. I don't have any education. I've done it all by the seat of my pants, hoping that somebody that's with some intelligence that are all talking about that they're the man and they're humble bragging and Will Cain knows AI and Will Cain knows the economy and Will Cain don't know dick. And so in our world, we call that shut the fuck up. Now, if you want to talk about it, do it, but they won't, man. And and here's what happens, okay? Now some other countries are buying the radio stations and coming in with big money. There's only a few countries that can do that, but they're coming in. They're buying our land. They're buying our radio stations, our broadcasters, so that the ones that have been fucking around for what 50 years, like me, I won't do TikTok, man. I love YouTube. I feel like I'm cheating on YouTube. I won't use any other. I can't. It's not Google compatible to me. Just based off thinking, okay, I'm gonna go to Del Frisco's, but I like the way my round steak tastes better than the porterhouse, so I'm gonna take my round steak in there and see if they can cook that for me. Yeah, buddy.